Hi Gemini, welcome to New Era. My name is Emma. Gemini, this is your general reading starting today on the 13th of October. A little new addition is that I'm going to pull a life purpose card by Doreen Virtue, just as a starting off point here for you, Gemini. And then we're going to go over to the other usual decks that I'm usually using. Ooh, something wanted to flip there. Something more wanted to flip there, and it's Gemini, so you probably have, you couldn't say that you have like one life purpose, you probably have 10. But there we have something that's going on right now. You get 2 cards. Wow, I didn't see that behind there. So let's do the one that came out first. Sensitivity. You're becoming more sensitive and need to make changes accordingly. So for me, with the crystals there, like super beautiful crystals in the, she's probably holding some sort of staff. Is that what you call it? She's holding a staff there. Excuse me. She is one super powerhouse. Sensitivity in the way that you are opening up more, you're starting to pay attention more, you are becoming more, definitely becoming more aware of your surroundings. But this sensitivity for me is a direct link to spirit, is what I feel, to source. So the more you open up, the more you sort of tune in with source, the more of your physical senses is probably going to be a bit highlighted at the moment, and it might even be a bit tough at the moment, or when you're opening up, because everything gets heightened. Like we wouldn't like to have the smell of a dog, not the smell of a dog. maybe your dog smells nice, but I mean, the way that dogs smell, the way that they can sniff out things, like we don't want that, because that would be so tough. Like for a moment there, when I was pregnant with my first boy, the smell was so heightened that, and probably not even close to what the dogs are smelling, and it was just, oh man, that smells so strong, and this is so this and that, and everybody was like, not really, like it smells normal and it smells not that much, and you know, and so it's tough when it gets heightened like that. And so the sensitivity could be that you're picking up on stuff, feeling other people's energies more clearly. You could sort of step into supervision, meaning maybe even clearer eyes, but like seeing things very clear, seeing things in your mind's eye, seeing things for the future, hearing things on another level, starting to tune into spirit and starting to receive messages in a different level, just sensitivity overall. And when it says you have to start to act accordingly, it doesn't say that you need to act accordingly. It says make changes accordingly. It just means that you need to care for yourself. So if there's like people playing the television too loud, perhaps if they're a bit fine with turning it a tiny bit down, maybe they can. But this is the time for you to just sort of remove yourself for a bit, to just sort of be in the surroundings that fits you, rather than to try to make yourself fit into everyday life where other people are sort of doing the normal stuff. And this, I'm so fascinated with this staff, with this white and black crystal thing happening there. So it's like is like a complete play between the shadow side of you and the light side of you. There's a back and forth here, is what I'm feeling. Very cool. A lot of information coming out for you. For the past 2 Aries and Taurus, it was just, you know, this is what's going on and that was that. It's a very deep message here with this. It probably is a bigger foundation for your overall reading than just this little thing came out. And then we have books. You connect to your life purpose through your involvement with books. So if you're into reading, this came out as a, like I didn't even see it. It came out like behind this. So right now, as a little side note, this, you could be into books. You could be one of those people that really love books and read everything and anything that you could get your hands over, or on, or however you say that. But since this came out behind this, I feel like this is more like a side note, a sidekick to this sensitivity. So maybe you want to read up on this. You want to find the information about what's going on with you and your sensitivity right now, and just read up on it. And perhaps that is through a normal book, but you can find a lot on Google to read about this opening. Maybe not a lot, maybe not a lot, but this sensitivity, you can find stuff to read about it and sort of investigate it a bit more so that you have a fuller understanding of yourself and what's going on with you. So that's the start. Wow. And then we're getting the foundation of your energy for right now with the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck by John Holland. What can we give Geminis, please? Gemini. And I'm starting today on the 13th, so we're moving a couple of months into the future. This energy could be about. I just wanted to show you what flipped but didn't come out. Wisdom with yet another book. So you definitely are gathering wisdom right now. You're getting information about your growth, about your moving on up, like ascension. This is number 5. So you're changing your life path in some way, somehow, and overcoming any hurdles along the way. What can we give Gemini as a foundation? Whoa! Did you see how that flew out there? Excuse me. Yeah, it's authority. Number 4, authority. We're waiting for another card. The authority is really strong. It's a bit softer. Truth. Wow. I'm getting goosebumps. So with this first authority card, this is also very much a Taurus card for me. So maybe you have a placement in Taurus. Maybe you have some sort of connection with Taurus. This authority card just speaks about your place in the world, like feeling it out right now. With this sensitivity coming out first there, I just feel like you're finding new footing is what I want to say. You're finding new ground. It's almost like you woke up one morning and said, no, I'm shifting everything. Or went to bed thinking, I'm shifting everything. Like this, I'm going to do it a different way now. And with the pillars there in the back, like laying a new foundation. Number 4 also speaks about laying a new foundation. And 4 is also all about the heart chakra, like feeling it. Feeling where you're at and feeling where you're headed, that comes from a very loving place towards yourself, towards the earth, towards everybody around you. And this authority figure, this authority energy, it's just very much so that you know what you want, you know the path that you're on, and it's like you're not swaying off of it. Okay? And then number 20 here. This is so cool. So we have the truth card. This could be a Libra connection as well. We have a beautiful portal there. There's a lot of portals coming up. In the sense, portals meaning shifts, bigger possibilities for changes. We have a we have a new moon on the 16th. And 16 is all about sudden shifts and sudden changes. And then we have the blue moon, once in a blue moon we call it, which is on the full moon, which is on Halloween, so the last of October. And then we have the portal, the 11th portal on the 11th of November. So there's a lot of and it looks like you're looking forward to new change. You're looking forward to stepping forward, to move yourself forward in any shape or form that you can. You're really up for the task, if that makes sense. And with this 2.0, I wanted to focus there. 2.0 version 20, which is the 2.0 version of you. Like there's a definitely a definite strong upgrade going on right now. And you're up for the task. Cool. Let's go deeper into this with the Archangel Power Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue. I'm a bit... So we want to find out what's going on with Gemini. What can we give them? Yeah, so I feel like this is what you moved past or moved on from. This is the Hanged Man, and it's like you're spreading your wings. We have number 12 there, perspective. 12 is all about the masculine. So 12 is like organizing things. It's straightening things out, getting control over stuff. Getting control, it can be anything from getting control over your emotions to getting control over your wardrobe. It's like organizing, feeling safe in the way that you're dealing with things comes from like feeling in control, and feeling in control can come from organizing stuff. And this is the feeling I got from, it says on the bottom, there's a better way, pause for reflection and insight, dare to be different. And so this is what I feel like when you, one late night or one early morning, you had a sort of insight or epiphany almost, like, no, I'm changing things. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go about it in a different way now. It's like stuff is going to shift now, from now on. And I see this as coming in like a, Gemini, I don't know why I get it as a bat. Like bats are hanging upside down when they're sleeping or something like that. Something around a bat. And I see this as he's pointing to the circus. There's like a circus tent down below to find out, to figure out how to do this in a way more playful way. How to get your life to be way more playful. I'm not saying that you're not out and about and doing fun stuff and you're every once in a while you're laughing your ass off. I'm not saying that you're not doing that. I just think that there is a bit of seriousness over you at the moment, a bit of seriousness, and you can let go of that seriousness and let go of, I get a bit of Virgo vibe here in the sense that you're so addictive, or addicted. It's a bit too strong word. It's a bit too strong for the energy that I'm feeling, but you're a bit manic is also too strong. I don't find a softer word, but I think that you know what I'm after. You're very much into like following up on the tasks that you're doing. You can loosen up a bit, like perhaps a tiny bit of a workaholic is what I'm picking up on. And you can loosen that up, but by just having a lighter attitude to everything. Start to have, like, just the saying that everything is easy. Everything is so freaking easy. And if that is night and day, it's going to take some time before you switch that around. Okay? What else and we tell? Yeah. You definitely have done some really good job on yourself, with yourself, and continue to do continue to do so. I don't know if clearing your throat with smoothie is the best way, but here it goes. Sorry. 7 of Raphael. This is basically a chakra card. It's you see all the colors there. In the foreground there, we have the purple, and then we have the blue, we have the green, we have the red, we have the yellow, orange, and so forth. And then this is like a beautiful well with a lot of yellow coming out of it. And this yellow for me represents the solar plexus area where you are working on your self-worth. You're just feeling worthy of a gorgeous life, feeling worthy of a gorgeous relationship, or whatever it is that you want right now is yours to have. You're worthy of it. This is also working on your self-confidence, your trust in the world, trust and faith, very closely linked there. This is what you're working on the most right now, is what I feel like. But you have come to a point where you really, really, really are a hell of a lot in balance, in alignment throughout the day. And there I get the getting your stuff organized again, like sorting things out. It might just be that you've started a morning routine, or you're changing things in a way that is like way overdue. Like for a while you've been wanting to start to meditate, for a while you've been wanting to start to go on walks, do a different diet routine, something like that. And it's like, if you see in the back of this card, far up there, there's ducks coming down, there's ducks walking. So there's an expression in English like getting your ducks in a row, getting your stuff organized. But it is number 7. So we have had a full-on healing. We've come to this very gorgeous place. It's the upgrading, the up-leveling of yourself, the 2.0 version of you, with the number 7. And you probably will die from hearing this cake story, unless you're new here. Just getting your perfect ingredients together, putting the perfect cake together, putting it in the oven, waiting for it to be ripe, and then have it, enjoy it, eat it, have your cake and eat it too. Like you can have it all. And it's that time. You worked so much on yourself to this point. There's been a journey to get to this point. You worked so hard on yourself and really trying to figure yourself out, like more than most people would ever dare to do, is what I want to say. Because I think most people are scared of their emotions. They're scared of what they're going to find. And you're just the opposite. I think you're feeling everything. So good on you for doing that. Excuse me. Okay, we want to go back to the Psychic Tarot. Okay. Yeah, so this is just, it tells me you want to go, so this is my Temptation card. Number 15, the Temptation card. And you see that huge key there on the wall. He's holding his hand on the key, and the bottom part of it is in the dark, and the top part of it is in the light. And it's not ripe yet. It's not ready yet. So this, I see this guy going back and forth. You see how like his face looks a bit demon-like. It's not has nothing to do with demons here. But this is like he's going back and forth, back and forth. So this is almost like you're trying to shape shift your whole being. If you were, or you're trying to shift something in your body. You're trying to shift you want a different outcome of some sort. And this is like going back and forth between the old version of you and the new version of you, the old behavior of you, the new behavior of you. And you're going to be tempted to go back there over and over again, because that's the norm, that's what you're used to, and that's where you have the most momentum. So anywhere where speed has picked up is going to be a bit tough to let it go at first. Not because it's not over, or not because it's like, oh, should you go, like you keep being pulled back into it. Maybe you're doing the wrong thing. Maybe you should just, stay put where you're at with what you're doing. But that's not the case. It's just comparing. It's comparing. So, for instance, me and my analogies, but I'm just trying to be as clear as I can about the energy that I'm feeling. So that's like you sitting in the car, and the car is really crappy. The car, it really runs on its very last, like you don't know if it holds another trip back and forth to the store, something like that. And even though it is in that bad shape, you could still like pick up speed with that car. You can really be in high speed, and you do not want to open the door and get out of that car in this instant when the speed is up there. You want to sort of wait until it has calmed down. And so for you to say, I think this is the place where I should stay just because it has high speed, doesn't mean that the car is great. I hope that makes sense. You want a new car, you want another car, and maybe you even, let's pretend you even bought one and it's sitting in your driveway and it hasn't picked up speed yet because you haven't started to drive it yet. But it's beautiful and it has everything you want and need, and it's going to run for miles and miles and miles. And so the feeling of maybe I should just stay put because I feel so pulled back here. Yes, if you're trying to get out of his car with high speed, it's going to feel like, you want to stay put. You're going to really get hurt if you get out of it too fast. But if you start to just slow down and visit the old version of you less and less and less and less, and visit the new version of you more and more and more and more, envision it more and more and more and more, what's going to happen is that the old version is going to slow down in momentum and the new version is going to pick up. And in the very, very, very early stages, in the very, very beginning, I know there's where the do or die is with every person. Trying to shift something, trying to get out of a old behavior or something like that. And like first day, second day, it's like, it's too hard. It's not. Yes, it's momentum in the old, but the new will soon pick up momentum if you just continue on. If you just continue on, it will shift faster than you think. But yes, there is a bit of, oh shoot, I just get really dizzy. So some of you guys, with this heightened sensitivity and this wanting to shift and understanding that the shift is undergoing, it might not even be okay, I'm going to be this new version. You just feel it, that the shift is an ongoing thing here. It's sort of happening. It's sort of put you there. The shift has sort of, it's not like you don't have free will. You always get to choose where you want to go, but it's like something in your life has happened that maybe had you feel like it almost chose you rather than you choosing this shift. But now being in this shift, it's something that you want to do. I just want to say, be nice to yourself and slow down where you feel like you can slow down. Drink lots of water. And because this dizziness comes in when you're pushing too hard, it's like you're upgrading yourself to this whole new version, this 2.0 version of yourself. You're becoming something really beautiful right now. And you're super, super sensitive. So you do not want to push it right now. You want to just take a breather every once in a while. Go and take a power nap where you can. Really drink that water if you can. Go on walks. Go be in nature. I know it's such a, go meditate. Go sit with the trees. But really, that is the key here. Okay. When you have those questions, you just want the answer. Just give me the answer, like from the cards. You go from the profound question, and the answer is go meditate. Yeah, you can take your meditation and stick it. Yeah, it just continues to say, we have another 5 here. So, wait, another 5? Where did we have a 5 before? I had the 15 with a 5. No, yeah, it flipped. It was a card that flipped. That was number 5. I was like, wasn't it here? But it was, yes. So number 5, emotional loss. So yeah, I get it. Like they want to go on a bit more to have you understand. It's not that easy to just shift. So be kind to yourself. You're undergoing it's like you're having open heart surgery or open soul surgery or something like that. It's like you're really shifting from one place to another. And sometimes we can even feel that as it's almost like you're grieving. So maybe some of you have even felt like why am I so emotional? Why am I so getting upset for everything and getting really like touchy-feely? It's so, and that's the sensitivity again. Not much can sound too loud. It can't be edgy. It can't be edgy when it comes to I heard this thing, and I'm gonna stop to say like it was Dr. Phil, and I recently, like, whenever that show comes on the television, I'm like, ooh, change it, because it's so freaking negative. It so focuses on so many negative things. But if you sort of just go with the flow, that, you know, spirit is going to give you insight wherever it can find a way in, and it doesn't matter if it's Dr. Phil. I just had a little, you know, I shouldn't judge so harshly. But just let the messages come through whenever they want to come through, even through the worst person. I'm not saying Dr. Phil is the worst person. I'm just saying maybe you even have that, those people in your life where you feel that even the worst person is all of a sudden say the most profound thing, because it's not about the person. It's because it's about the message that wants to come through. Hope that makes sense. So this is about you, as Dr. Phil said, you are emotionally sunburned. I really love that analogy. He was like explaining, like, if you physically are sunburned, you go out in the sun and you burn your whole back, your shoulders and your whole back are just super burned. And somebody else comes up and like, hello, is like, oh man, that hurts. Like, please. Like, oh, sorry. No, I got sunburned. And everybody will be all like, oh shit, sorry, I do apologize. I didn't know that. Emotionally sunburned, meaning that you're being burnt somehow. You're oversensitive somehow. Not, oh, you can say oversensitive. You're sensitive somehow. Your senses are through the roof. And it's like you're sunburned in your emotions, in your sensitivity. And it just takes that one comment, that one extra snarky comment, that if you were not emotionally sunburned, you would be all like, oh. Either maybe even laughing at that same comment, or even like at least just saying, oh man, like, go to bed or something, go away. But when that comment comes, if it's a bit ironic or a bit sarcastic, so it has a bit of a sharp edge to it, it takes that one comment, if you're already emotionally sunburned, for you to feel hurt. Because it's already so vulnerable, if that makes sense. This is how I feel around you. And when you start to lose or drop away your old version, it can also be a feeling of losing just as much as somebody else, a dear, dear friend, or a close family member, or close animal that has passed on. You would grieve in the same way, almost. It's like this feeling of losing yourself. And in a way you are. You're shedding the old skin and stepping into something new. And you're doing it. Partially life has put you on this path right now, and partially you're doing it so on purpose now. It's like you're catching up with it. Okay, I'm going to take this into the extended. So if you feel like you're drawn to this, it's a very, very, I feel like it's a very specific message this time. So if you feel drawn to it, the link is in the description box down below. If not, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you back soon. Bye, Gemini.